most adults with ADHD are horrifically bad with money. Money seems to slip through our fingers. We hate looking at money. It's boring. We tend to be impulsive. We tend to overspend on things that we absolutely need because we become obsessed with them. A lot of us have Amazon habits, which we shouldn't really have. Um, we don't plan in the long term. So it's either now or not now. So thinking about things like pensions, and I'm going to go through some of the data for all of you. Thank you that have helped with my survey this week because the results are pretty shocking. We spend impulsively to get a dopamine rush. Some of us have gambling habits. Budgets are boring. We tend to be overly optimistic about the future. Oh, it'll happen or something will happen. And we have a real head in the sand attitude. We procrastinate admin. We don't like opening letters, paper monsters, the whole lot. There's just a perfect storm going on, isn't there, Steph, with adults with ADHD and money. So I know I've always kind of, got by but struggled. And you just think I should be better with money than I am, given my age and all the rest of it. But it just doesn't happen, does it?
It's definitely another source of guilt and shame, a very big one for ADHDers. And I've definitely found it's kind of like our time blindness. We talked about this week how our issues with money are very similar to our issues with time, in that we're also kind of got this money blindness, out of sight, out of mind. We don't kind of feel it, can't quite grasp it. And yeah, definitely a big source of anxiety for us. So the thing is, right, you can't manage what you don't measure. And so unfortunately, we do have to kind of confront the anxiety, but it's easier when you're able to do that with someone else, or yeah, because it can be really can trigger some really difficult feelings to overcome. So
Yeah. And I was pretty shocked actually at the extent of the damage that thinking about money that can cause to our mental health. So in general, 1 in 4 people, this is non-ADHD people, have significant admin anxiety when dealing with banks, energy companies, internet or other service providers, like ringing them and, late payments. That's just 1 in 4 of everybody. And this rises to nearly 4 in 10 with people with mental health problems. Now, this is from moneyandmentalhealth.org. However, I would argue that it's many more of us with ADHD. They haven't done the data on this, and I didn't ask that question when I did my survey. However, I did ask many questions and I got some great data, which I am going to take to the Money and Mental Health Institute to try and advocate for us with ADHD, because I'm absolutely shocked and horrified on behalf of us all at how worried we are about money. So only less than half of us on the survey of 311 people had stable employment or a regular wage. So they're either self-employed or the students or on benefits, etc., etc. 40% of us were on benefits or had to be topped up because of disability, universal credit, job seekers allowance, that kind of thing. So that's a lot of money worry there. Over half of us worry about money either daily or weekly. So 31.2% daily, 26.6% several times a week worry about money. That is heartbreaking. Many of us have had to arrange either bankruptcy, formal or informal debt plan, IVA, debt management plan, and so something like 60% of respondents have had problems in that way. And of the people that are in debt, most of us feel really out of control. So that's going to put significant strain on us. Most of us often pay bills late, so because we forget. With including HMRC, VAT and tax returns if we're self-employed. If we are, most of us are late, and not just once but many times. Guilty as charged there. It's just head in the head in the sand. We spend more than we have and we impulse buy, so most of us often impulse buy, and it causes significant problems. It causes conflict with others. Most of us have had conflict with others either too often or occasionally to do with money. And this is what I really want to drive home about this shame and shining a light on it, because this is really frightening. It worsens or causes mental health problems, very much so, in 42.3% of us. and occasionally in 39.5% of us. There's very few of us that money does not worsen or cause mental health problems. And this is the most shocking statistic, which is what prompted me to take this further. Have you ever had concerns about money that have caused you to feel suicidal or consider harming yourself? I asked that question. 36.4% of us have said yes. This is lethal. This is something that we need help with and something that we desperately need to shine a light on.